our Moliere play. So here we go. The curtains are hung from the porches with care, in hopes that Tartuffe will be admired and shared by you and your friends in this evening's cool air. No mosquitoes invited, though they may feel slighted not to partake in this whimsical fare. Our stories about two lovers requited, a scam artist spited, and a family united at last. Don't blame the poor prompter or boo the director. Our cast has been faithful. Our goal is to make each one of you laugh. Curtains at 7, give or take a few minutes. So do not be late. You can buy your ticket at the Linden House gate and a bag of popcorn to share with your date. But if tonight does not work for you, we're performing Tartuffe again on Sunday at 2. Okay, so I have a couple announcements to make. In your um, program, the insert tells you about the benefit for Jocelyn. That's tomorrow. JC's are hosting it. We do have some donation buckets here. Anything that goes in those jars will be given to that benefit. The reason we're putting it out here is because Gary and Faye Boursaw, both actors in our play tonight, are the grandparents of Jocelyn. And they're giving tomorrow, which is the benefit to be here. We're doing a private dinner theater performance. So I said, let's help. Popcorn and soda, thanks to Frank and Joey. Really appreciate their volunteering. So now for Moliere. Moliere is the father of comedy, and he was the court playwright for Louis XIV in the late 1600s. At the same time that Moliere was the court playwright, a Bolduc was the court apothecary. So the ancestor of the guy who built our Louis Bolduc house would most certainly have known Moliere, and that's why we're doing a second Moliere play. If you were here last year, it's the same story with a different theme. Last year we did the imaginary invalid, the story of a hypochondriac. This year we're doing Tartuffe, the story of a hypocrite. There are some superstitions that are alluded to in the play. When somebody who's engaged breaks a mirror, dreams of muddy water, or drops her hairbrush, it means that the engagement will be broken and the marriage will not happen. Uh-oh. Okay. And you might be interested to know that under French common law, girls inherited along with boys. So if a father or mother died, half of the estate that was remaining would go to the surviving spouse, and the other half would go to the children of that union, which is how our fiance, a girl, ends up having her own estate. Okay, so that should make sense to you too. Everybody who's involved in this play is a volunteer. And most people who are involved in this play are definitely amateurs. We've been working on Sunday evenings since May. We've had major cast changes. And so we are performing tonight as a reader's theater with some staged scenes. So I think you'll enjoy it. Um, And we have this Dr. Seuss theme running throughout because you will understand that Tartuffe totally matches the antics of the Cat in the Hat. And the other people, whatever's on their shirt gives you a clue as to what their character really is. If you want to see the citations for all of the illustrations, go to the Bolduc House Pinterest site and look up Tartuffe costume ideas, and then you can see all the documentation for the illustrations. Okay, I'm going to get them ready. If a train comes, trains are difficult. We have nothing we can do except endure them. If a train comes, I will come with a notice so that you will realize that there's a train. And that means the action will freeze until the train is quiet. Between the scenes, I will come with a sign like this. However, one time, I will come with a sign like this. And that means you can leave and know you'll have about 10 minutes. Okay, enjoy. Thank you for coming.
Come, Cletot, and let me get away.
You hurry so I can hardly attend you.
Then don't, my daughter-in-law. Stay where you are. I can dispense with your polite attention.
We're only paying what is due you, Mother. Why must you be in such a hurry?
Because I can't endure your carryings on, and no one takes the slightest pains to please me. I leave your house, I tell you, quite disgusted. You do the opposite of my instructions. You've no respect for anything, and each one must have a say. It's perfect pandemonium. Yes, you're a servant wench, my girl, and much too full of gab and too impertinent, and free with your advice on all occasions.
But, Grandma,
You're a fool. My boy, F-O-O-L just spells your name. Let Grandma tell you that I said 100 times before to my poor son, your father, that you'd never come to good or give him anything but plague and torment.
I think.
Oh, dearie me. His little sister, you're all demureness. Butter wouldn't melt in your mouth, one would think, to look at you. Still waters, though, you know, they say that proverb. I don't like your doings on the sly.
But, Mother,
Daughter, by your leave, your conduct in everything is altogether wrong. You ought to set a good example for them. Their dear departed mother did much better. You're extravagant, and it offends me to see you always decked out like a princess. A woman who would please her husband's eyes alone wants no such wealth of finery.
but madam, after all,
Sir,
some will.
as for you, the lady's brother, I esteem you highly, love and respect you. But, sir, all the same, if I were in my son's, her husband's place, I'd urgently entreat you not to come within the doors. You preach a way of living that decent people cannot tolerate. I'm frank with you, but that's my way. I don't mince matters when I mean a thing.
Mr. Tartuffe, your friend is mighty lucky.
He is a holy man and must be heeded. I can't endure with any show of patience to hear a scatterbrand like you attack him.
What? Shall I let a bigot criticaster come and usurp a tyrant's power here?
No!
And shall we never dare muse ourselves till this fine gentleman designs to consent?
No! If we must heart to him and heed his maximus, there's not a thing we do but what's a crime. He censors everything, this zealous carper.
And all he censures is well censored too. He wants to guide you on the way to heaven. My son should train you all to love him well.
No! No, madam. Look you, nothing, not my father, nor I should belie my feelings not to say so. His actions rouse my wrath at every turn, and I foresee that there must come of it an open rupture with this sneaking scoundrel.
Besides, it is 'tis downright scandalous to see this unknown upstart master of the house, this vagabond, who hadn't he, when he came, shoes to his feet or 6 farthings, and as so far forgets his place, as for now to censor everything and rule the roost?
Mercy sakes alive. Things would go better if all were governed by his pious orders.
Please, he passes for a saint in your opinion. In fact, he's nothing but a hypocrite.
Just listen to her tongue.
I wouldn't trust him, nor yet his servant Lawrence, without bonds and surety.
I don't know what the servant's character may be, but I can guarantee the master a holy man. You hate and reject him because he tells home truths about all of you. 'Tis sin alone that moves his heart to anger, and heaven's interest is his only motive.
Of course, but why, especially of late, can he let nobody come near this house? And is heaven offended at a civil call? That he should make so great a fuss about it? I'll tell you, if you like, just what I think. Upon my word, he's jealous of our mistress.
You hold your tongue and think what you're saying. He's not alone in censuring these visits. The turmoil that attends your sort of people, their carriages forever at the door, and all their noisy footmen flock together, annoy the neighborhood and raise a scandal. I gladly think there's nothing really wrong, but it makes talk. But that's not as it should be.
Hey, madam, can you hope to keep folks' tongue from wagging? It would be a grievous thing if, for the fear of idle talk about us, we had to sacrifice our friends.
No!
No, even if we could bring ourselves to do it. Think you that everyone would then be silenced?
No!
Again, against backbiting there is no defense, so let us try to live in innocence, to silly tattle pay no heed at all, and leave the gossips free to vent their gall.
Our neighbor Daphne and her little husband must be the ones who slander us, I'm thinking.
These arguments are nothing to the purpose. Daphne, you all know, lives a perfect life. Her thoughts are all of heaven, and I have heard that she condemns the company you keep.
Everybody should be like virtuous Dame. She lives the model of austerity, but age has brought this pity upon her. She's a prude. Now she can't keep herself as long as she has captured men's attention. She's made the most of her advantages, but now she sees her beauty vanishing. And what is left of her old age, she would like to hide the weakness of her own worn-out charm with haughty-toddy virtue.
That's right. There. Cindy.
There, that's the kind of rigmarole to please you, daughter-in-law. One never has a chance to get a word in edgewise at your house, because this lady holds the floor all day. But nonetheless, I mean to have my say too. I tell you that my son did nothing wiser in all his life than take this godly man into his household. Heaven sent him here in your great need. to make you all repent for your salvation. You must hearken to him. He censures nothing but deserves his censure. These visits, these assemblies, and these balls are all inventions of the evil spirit. You never hear a word of godliness at them, but idle cackle, nonsense, flim-flam. Our neighbor often comes in for a share. The talk flies fast and scandal fills the air. It makes a sober person's head go round at these assemblies. Just to hear the sound of so much gab, with not a word to say, and as a learned man remarked one day, most aptly, 'tis the Tower of Babylon, where all beyond all limit babble on.
Babble, 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 babble.
And just to tell you how this point came in, so, now the gentleman must snicker, must he? Go find fools like yourself to make you laugh, and don't, daughter, goodbye. Not one word more. As for this house, I leave the half unsaid. Come you, Fleapot, what makes you dream and sit agape? I see I'll warm your ears. Ha! March, trollop, march.
I won't escort her down for fear she might fall afoul of me again, the good old lady.
Bless us, what a pity. She shouldn't hear the way you speak of her. She'd surely tell you you're too good by half. And that she's not so old as all that, neither.
How she got angry with us all for nothing, and how she seems possessed with her Tartuffe.
Her case is nothing, though, besides her son's. To see him, you would think he's 10 times worse. His conduct in our late unpleasantness, he had won him much esteem, and proved his courage in service of his king.
Vive le roi!
But now he's like a man besotted, since he's been so taken with this Tartuffe. He calls him brother, loves him 100 times as much as his mother. Son, daughter, and wife. He tells him all of his secrets and lets him guide his acts and rule his conscience. He fondles and embraces him. A sweetheart could not, I think, be loved more tenderly. At the table he must have a seat of honor, while with delight our master sees him eat, as much as 6 men could. He must give up the choicest tadbits to him, if he belches. Master exclaims, God bless you. Oh, he dotes. He's lost in constant admiration. Quotes him on all occasions. Takes his trifling acts for wonders and his words of oracles. The fellow knows he's dope and makes him most on it. He fools him with 100 masks of virtue, gets his money from him all the time by chanting, and takes upon himself to carpet us. Even his silly coxcomb of lackey makes it his business to instruct us too, and comes with rolling eyes to preach at us, and throws away our ribbons, rouge, and patches. The wretch the other day tore up a kerchief, and he had found pressed in the golden legends, and called it a horrid crime for us to mingle the devil's finery with the holy things.
You're very lucky to have missed the speech she gave us at the door. I see my husband is home again. He hasn't seen me yet. I'll go up and wait until he comes in. I wonder what he has in that strong box.
And I, to save time, will await him here and merely say good morning and be gone.
I wish you'd say a word to him about my sister's marriage. I suspect Tartuffe opposes it, and puts my father up to all these wretched shifts. You know, besides, how nearly I'm concerned in it myself. If love unites my sister and Villar, I love his sister too, and if this marriage were to...
He's coming.
Good morning, dear brother. Doreen, just a moment, please, brother-in-law. Let me allay my anxieties first by asking for news about my family. Has all gone well at home the last 2 days? How is everyone?
Madam had a fever and a splitting headache. Day before yesterday and all day and evening.
And how about Tartuffe?
Tartuffe? He's well. He's mighty well, stout, fat, fair, and rosy lipped.
Poor man.
At evening, she had nausea and couldn't touch a single thing for supper. Her headache still was so severe.
Yes, but how about Tartuffe?
He supped alone before her, and unctuously ate up 2 partridges, as well as half a leg of mutton and devilled.
Poor man.
All night she couldn't get a wink of sleep. The fever racked her so. We had to sit up with her all day till daylight.
Yes, but how about Tartuffe?
Gently inclined to slumber. He left the table, went to his room, got straight into a good warm bed, and slept quite undisturbed until the next morning.
Poor man.
At last, she let us persuade her and got up the courage to be blessed. And then she was relieved at once.
Yes, but how about Tartuffe?
He plucked up the courage properly, bravely entrenched his soul against all evils. And to replace the blood that she had lost, he drank at breakfast 4 huge draughts of wine.
Man.
So now?
Brother, she ridicules to your face. And I, though I do not want to make you angry, must tell you quite candidly that she is quite right. Was such infatuation ever heard of? And can a man today have charms to make you forget all else? Relieve him of his poverty, give him a home, and then
Stop there, dear brother. You know not the holy man that you talk of.
Since you will have it so, I do not know him. But after all, to tell what sort of a man he is,
Dear brother, you would be charmed to know him. Your raptures over him would have no end. He is a man who, in fact, whoever does his will knows perfect peace and counts the whole world else as just so much dung. His converse has transformed me quite. He weans me from all of my friendships and teaches me to not care a whit for the things of this earth. Why, I could see my brother, my children, my mother, and even my wife all die and never give a snap.
your feelings are humane, I must say, brother.
If you had seen him as I first saw him, you would have loved him nearly as much as do I. He would come to church every day with a contrite mien and would kneel on both his knees right opposite my place. He would draw the eyes of the whole congregation to watch the fervor of his prayers to heaven. With deep drawn sighs and great ejaculations, he would humbly kiss the earth at every moment. And when I would leave church, he would run ahead of me and give me, lowly me, holy water there at the church door. I learned of his poverty and of his past by questioning his servant, who is quite like him, humble and unassuming. And when I would give him gifts, he would always say to me, no, sir, it is too much by nearly a half. And before my own eyes, he would go and give almost that entire half to the poor. At length, heaven bade me to welcome him into my household, and since then, everything seems to prosper. He censures everyone. Why, he even looks after my own wife for my sake and tells me of everybody who ogles her. You cannot imagine how far his zeal goes. Why, the other day, I happened to overhear him at prayer chastise himself for in a moment of anger having caught and killed a flea.
Sounds, brother, why you're mad, I think. What else? You're making sport of me. With such a speech, what are you driving at with all this nonsense? You are...
Brother, your language smacks strongly of atheism. And I have long thought that your soul is tainted a bit therewith. I have preached to you on scores of occasions that someday judgment may well fall upon your head.
That is the usual strain of your kind. They must have everyone as blind as they. If they call you atheist and you have good eyes, and you don't adore their vain grimaces, you're neither faith or care for sacred things. Your talk cannot scare me. No, I know my heart, and heaven sees it.
You are the sole expounder of all truth, sir. Wisdom shall die with you. You are the oracle, the Cato of our age. All men are, as compared to you, sir, just downright fools.
I am not the sole expounder of the doctrine, and wisdom shall not die with me, good brother. But if I know, though it be all my knowledge, that there is a difference twixt false and true, and I find no kind of hero more to be admired than men of true religion, meaning more noble or more beautiful than is the holy zeal of true devoutness. I think they're not more odious than white sepulchres, and outward unctions. These bear false charlatans, those hireling zealots, whose sacrilegious, treacherous pretense deceives at will. And with impunity makes mockery of all the men hold sacred. Men who enslave to selfish interests make trade of merchandise, of godliness, and try to purchase influence with offices, with false eye rollings and affected raptures. These men, I say, whom with uncommon zeal seek their own fortunes on the road to heaven, who, skilled in prayer, have always much to ask, and live at court to preach retirement, who reconcile religion with their vices, and quick to anger, vengeful, faithless trickery, and to destroy a man, will have the boldness to call their privileged grudge the cause of heaven. All the more dangerous, since in their anger they use against us weapons men revere. Good men, however, mind the business of their own right living. They don't attack sinner both tooth and nail, for sin is their only object of their hatred, nor are they overzealous to attempt far more than heaven's behalf, than heaven would have them. This is my kind of man, that in sure living that is the pattern we set for ourselves. Your fellow was not fashioned on this model. You quite sincere in boasting of his zeal, but you deceived, I think, by his false pretense.
My dear good brother, are you quite done?
Yes.
Well, then I am your humble servant. I am going to go now and put this box in a safe place upstairs. If anyone finds out about the contents of this box, I fear that my good friend Argos may be in trouble. So I will tell no one of these contents. They may be misconstrued as treasonous. I will tell no one at all. Except perhaps Tartuffe. He always has my best interests in heart and knows what is right for me to do.
Just a word. We'll drop that other subject, but you know Valar has had the promise of your daughter.
Yes.
You have named the happy day?
It is true.
Why then put off the celebration of it?
Well, sir, I can't say.
Can you have some other plan in mind?
Perhaps.
You mean to break your word?
I did not say that.
I hope no obstacle can keep you from performing what you have promised.
Well, that of course depends.
Why must you be out? Valar has sent me here to settle matters.
Oh, heaven be praised.
What answer shall I take to him?
I take him any answer that you please, sir.
But we must know your plans. What are they?
My plans are to do the will of heaven.
Come, be serious, Argon. You've given your promise to Valar. Now will you keep it?
Goodbye.
His love, methinks, has much to fear. I must go let him know what's happening here.
tell you a secret.
Yes? What are you looking for?
There are just too many places around here for people to hide. But I think we're all right now, Marianne. Marianne, I've always found you a daughter dutiful and gentle, and therefore I have loved you always.
And I am grateful for your fatherly affection.
Well spoken, dear daughter. Now prove to me that you deserve it by doing as I wish in all respects.
To do so is the height of my ambition.
Excellent, excellent, well said. What say you of Tartuffe?
Who? I?
Yes, yes. Look to it carefully how you answer.
Why, I'll say of him anything you please, Father.
Well spoken, a good girl. Say then, my daughter, that all his person shines with noble merit, and that he has won your heart, and you would like to have him, by my choice, become your husband, eh?
Eh?
What say you?
Please, what did you say?
What?
Surely I mistook you, sir.
How now?
Who is it, Father, you would have me say has won my heart, and I would like to have become my husband by your choice?
Tartuffe!
But, Father, I protest it isn't true. Why should you make me tell this dreadful lie?
Because I mean to have it be the truth. Let this suffice for you. I have settled it.
What, Father? You would?
Yes, child, I am resolved to graft Tartuffe into my family. So he must be your husband. That I've settled. And since it is your duty, what are you doing here? Your curiosity is keen, girl, to come here eavesdropping on us.
Upon my word, I do not know how the rumor got started. If this was a guesswork or mere chance, but I had heard already of this match, and treated as it's utter stuff and nonsense.
What, is the thing incredible?
So much so I don't believe it even from you, yourself, sir.
Well, I know a way to make you credit it.
No, you're telling us fairy tale.
No, I'm not. I'm telling you what is going to happen here very shortly.
Stuff.
Daughter, what I say is in good earnest.
There, don't take your father seriously. He is fooling.
But I tell you.
No use. They won't believe you.
If I let my anger...
Well, then we do believe you. And the worst for it is what? Can a grown man with this expansion of a beard across his face be thinking and be mad enough to want it?
You hark me! You've taken on yourself here in this house a sort of free familiarity that I will tell you frankly I do not like, little girl.
There, let's not get angry, I beg of you. But are you making a game of everybody? Your daughter's not cut out for a bigot's meat, and he has more important things to think of besides. What can you gain by such a match? How can a man of wealth like you go and choose a wretched vagabond for a son-in-law?
You better hold your tongue and know that the less he has, the better cause we have to honor him. His poverty is honest poverty. It should exalt him more than all worldly grandeur, for he has let himself be robbed of all through his careless disregard of temporal things and fixed attachment to things that are eternal. I hope that my help may someday set him on his feet again, win back his property, a fair estate he has at home, or at least so I'm informed, and prove him for what he is, a true-born gentleman.
Yes, so he says of himself, such vanity, but ill accords of a pious living, sir. This man who cares for holiness alone should not only loudly boast his name and birth. Can you, without consumption, give a man like him possession of a girl like her? Think of what the scandal's sure to come of it. Virtue is at the mercy of the fates. When a girl's married to a man she hates, the best intent to live an honest woman depends upon the husband being human. And men whose brows are pointed afar may thank themselves their wives are what they are. For to be true is more than a woman can with a husband built upon a certain plan. And he who weds his child against her will owes heaven account for it, if she do ill. Think then what perils wait you on design.
So, Marianne, I must learn what is what from her, you see?
You might do worse than follow my advice.
Daughter, we can't waste time upon her nonsense. I know what is good for you, and I am your father. True, I had promised you to Valère, but first they tell me that he's inclined to gamble, and I haven't noticed that he is a regular like Tartuffe at church.
You might do worse than follow my. You have him run there just when you do, like those who go on purpose to be seen?
I don't ask your opinion on the matter. In short, Tartuffe is in heaven's best graces, and that is riches quite beyond compare. This match will bring you every joy, daughter, that you long for. Twill be all steeped in sweetness and delight. You'll live together in your faithful loves, like two sweet children, like turtle doves. You'll never fail to quarrel, scold, or tease, and you may do with him whate'er you please.
With him? Do not, but give him horns, I'll warrant.
Out on thee, wench!
I'll tell you what he's cut out for. However great your daughter's virtue, sir, his destiny is sure to prove the stronger.
Have done with your interrupting. Hold your tongue and don't poke your nose in other people's business.
If I must be bold, sir, 'tis for your own good.
You are too officious, pray you. Hold your tongue.
'Tis love of you.
I want none of your love.
Then I will love you in my own despite.
You will, eh?
Yes, your honor's dear to me. I can't endure to see you mad, and butt of all men's ridiculous.
Won't you be still?
It'd be a sin to let you make this match.
Won't you be still, I say, you impudent viper?
What? Are you pious? And you lose your temper?
I'm all wrought up with your confounded nonsense. Now, once and for all, I tell you, hold your tongue.
Then mum's the word. I'll take it out in my thinking.
Think all you please, but not a syllable to me about it. Do you understand?
No.
A wise father, I have considered all with due deliberation.
I'll go mad if I cannot speak.
Though there's no ladies, man, Tartuffe is well enough in
Pity peas.
so that though you may not care at all about his holiness and his best qualities.
A handsome dowry. Mm-hmm.
I'm just absolutely. One little word more.
Were I in her place?
Were I in her place? Were I in her place, any man should rue it. Who married me by force, that's mighty certain. I'd let him know, and within a week, a woman's vengeance isn't far to seek.
So nothing I say has any weight?
What's wrong now? Oh. What's wrong now? I didn't speak.
Then what were you doing?
Talking to myself.
Oh, very well. Her monstrous impudence must be chastised with one good slap in the face. Daughter, you must approve of my design. Think of this husband that I have chosen for you. Why don't you now talk to yourself?
I have nothing to say.
One little word more.
No, thanks, not now.
Sure, I'd have caught you.
Faith, I'm not such a fool.
So, daughter, now obedience is the word. You must accept my choice with reverence.
You'd never catch me marrying such a creature.
have such a pestilent hussy here that I can't live with her any longer without sin. I can't discuss things in the state I'm in. My mind's so flustered by her insolent talk that to calm myself I must go and take a walk.
Take a walk. Say, have you lost your tongue from out of your head? And must I speak your role from A to Z? And let them broach a project that's absurd, and don't oppose it with a single word.
What can I do?
Do everything to ward off such disaster.
But what?
Tell him he doesn't love by proxy. Tell him you'll marry for yourself, not him. Since you're the one for whom the thing is done, you're the one, not he, the man must please. If Tartuffe has charmed him so, why let him just marry him himself? No one will hinder.
A father's rights are such. It seems to me that I could never dare to say a word.
Come talk it out. Belair has your hand. Now do you love him, pray, or do you not?
Doreen, how can you wrong my love so much and ask me such a question? Have I not 100 times laid bare my heart to you? Do you know how ardently I love him?
How do I know?
How do I know?
Heart and words agree.
How do I know if hearts and words agree? And if in honest truth you really love him?
Doreen, you've wronged me greatly if you doubt it. I've shown my inmost feelings all too plainly.
So then you love him?
Yes, devotedly.
And he returns your love, apparently?
I think so.
And both of you alike are eager to be well married to each other?
Surely.
And then what's your plan about this match?
Well, to kill myself, of course.
Good, that's a remedy I hadn't thought of. Just die and everything will be all right. This medicine is marvelous indeed. It drives me mad to hear people talk such nonsense.
Oh dear, Doreen, you get in such a temper. You have no sympathy for people's problems.
I have no sympathy when folks talk nonsense, and flatten out as you do as a pinch.
But what can you expect if one is timid?
But what is love worth if it has no courage?
I'm not constant in my love for him. Isn't it not his place to win me from my father?
But if your father is a crazy fool, and quite bewitched with this Tartuffe, and breaks his bounded word, is that your lover's fault?
But shall I publicly refuse the scorn this match, and make it plain that I'm in love? Shall I cast off for him whatever he be? Womanly modesty and filial duty? You ask me to display my love in public?
No, I ask you nothing. You shall be Mr. Tartuffe's. Why, now that I think of it, I should be wrong to turn you from this marriage. What cause can I have to oppose your wishes? So fine a match. An excellent good match, Mr. Tartuffe. Oh, no mean proposal. Mr. Tartuffe, sure, take it all in all. It's not a man to squeeze it all, by no means. 'Tis no small luck to be his spouse. The whole world joins to sing his praise already. His noble in his parish, handsome too. Wait till you see him. Red ear, high complexion. Oh my lord. You'll be happy sure with him for a husband.
Oh dear.
What a joy and pride will fill your heart to be the bride of such a handsome fellow.
Oh, stop, I beg you. Try to find some way to help break off the match. I quite give in. I'm ready to do anything you say.
No. A daughter must obey her father, though he should want to make her wed a monkey. Besides, your fate is fine. What could be better? You'll take the stagecoach to his little village and find it full of uncles and cousins whose conversation will delight you. Then you'll be presented in their best society. You'll even go to call by the way of welcome. Oh, Miss Bailiff, Miss Tax Collector, who patronize you with folded stools. There once a year a carnival. You'll have you'll have, and sometimes be a trained ape. Punch and Judy, though if your husband.
Oh, you will kill me. Please contrive to help me with your advice.
I thank you kindly.
Oh, Doreen, I beg you.
To serve you right, this marriage must go through.
Dear girl.
No.
If I say I love Bel-Air.
No. Tartuffe is your man, and you shall taste him.
You know I've always trusted you. Now help me.
No, you shall be my fate, Tartuffe.
Well then, since you've no pity for my fate, let me take counsel only of despair. It will advise and help me and give me courage. There's one sure cure.
There, come back and I will go along. I must take pity on you after all.
Oh, don't you see, Doreen? If I must bear this martyrdom, I certainly shall die.
Now don't you fret. We'll surely find some way to hinder this. But here is Bel-Air, your lover.
Madam, a piece of news quite new to me has just come out. And very fine it is.
What piece of news?
Your marriage with Tartuffe.
'Tis true. My father has had this plan in mind.
Your father, madam?
Yes, he's changed his plans, and did but now propose it to me.
What? Seriously?
Yes, he was serious and openly insisted on the match.
And what is your resolution in the matter?
I don't know.
That's a pretty answer. You don't know?
No?
No?
What do you advise?
My advice? Marry him by all means.
That's your advice?
Yes,
And do you mean it?
surely. A splendid choice and worthy of your acceptance.
Oh, very well, sir. I shall take your counsel.
She will find no trouble taking it, I warrant.
No more than you did giving it, be sure.
I gave it truly to oblige you, madam.
And I shall take it to oblige you, sir.
Let's see what this affair will come to.
So, that is your love, and it was all deceit when you...
I beg you, say no more of that. You told me squarely, sir, I should accept the husband that was offered to me, and I will tell you squarely that I mean to do so, since you have given me this good advice.
Don't shield yourself with talk of my advice. You had your mind made up, and that's evident. And now you're snatching at a trifling pretext to justify the breaking of your word.
Exactly so.
Of course it is. Your heart has never known true love for me.
Alas, you're free to think so if you please.
Yes, I am free to think so. And my outraged love may yet forestall you in your perfidy, and offer elsewhere both my heart and hand.
No doubt of it. The love your high deserts may win.
Good Lord, have done with my deserts. I know I have but few, and you have proved it. But I may find more kindness in another. I know of someone who will not be ashamed to take your leavings and make up my loss.
The loss is not so great you'll easily console yourself completely for this change.
I'll try my best. That you may well believe. When we're forgotten by a woman's heart, our pride is challenged. We must too forget. Or if we cannot forget, we must pretend to. No other way can a man such baseness prove as be a lover scorned and still in love.
In faith, a high and noble sentiment.
Yes, and it is one that all men must approve. What, would you have me keep my love alive and see you fly into another's arms? Before my very eyes, and never offer to someone my heart that you had scorned?
Oh no, indeed, for my part, I could wish that it were done already.
What? You wish it?
Yes.
This is insult heaped onto injury. I'll go at once and do as you desire.
Oh,
I
very
must
well
say,
then.
What?
I must say, you've lost your senses, the both of you. Come clean, draft.
Okay.
Page 34 in the old script. Top of page 34.
50 on the new.
34 in the old one, 50 in the new one.
Sorry, y'all.
Or we could take it from the...
Go ahead. I'm excited.
Very well then.
But remember this, 'twas you that drove me to this desperate path.
Of course.
And in the plan that I have formed, I only follow your example.
Yes.
Enough, you shall be punctually obeyed.
So much the better.
This is once for all.
So be it then.
What?
What?
You didn't call me?
Hi, are you dreaming?
Very well then. I'm gone. Farewell, madam.
Farewell, sir.
I must say, you two have lost your senses, and both gone clean a daft. I've let you fight it out to the end of the chapter to see how far this thing could go. Now there, Mr. Belair.
What do you want?
Come here.
No, I'm quite beside myself.
Stop.
No, you see, I'm fixed, resolved, determined.
Go.
Since my presence pains him, makes him go, I'd better go myself and leave him free.
Now the other.
Now the other, where are you going? Come back.
Let me be.
No, wait.
Wait. We're
Oh.
waiting.
Just fight it out, guys.
Hold on. No.
Oh, no.
Tis clear the sight of me is torture to her. No doubt, twere I better free her from it.
Same thing again. Deuce take you both. I say, now stop your fooling and come here, you and you.
What's your idea?
To set you to rights and pull you out of the scrape. Are you quite mad to quarrel with her now?
Didn't you hear the things she said to me?
Are you? He's got my pages backwards. He's got my pages backwards, you guys.
You went down.
Didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you quite mad to get in such a passion?
Didn't you see the way he treated me?
Fools, both of you. She thinks of nothing else but to keep faith with you. I vouch for it. And he loves you, but you, and longs for nothing. He just wants to marry you. I stake my life on it.
Why did you give me such advice then, pray?
Why ask for my advice on such a matter?
You both are deaf, I tell you. Here, hand. Here, your hand. And come yours.
What for?
Now yours.
What's the use?
Oh, quit now. Come along. There are both of you. You love each other better than you think.
Don't be so ungracious. Don't Come, don't be so ungracious about it. Look at a man as if you didn't hate him.
With my faith and troth, what fools these lovers are.
Yeah, no, two. No, two.
Matt,
Oh, no,
come
that's But come now, have I not a just complaint? And truly, are you not a wicked creature to take delight in saying what would pain me?
Are you yourself not the most ungrateful?
Leave this discussion till another time. Now think how you'll stay off this plaguey marriage.
Then tell us how to go about it.
Well, I'll try all sorts of ways.
Sorry.
Your father's a daft. This plan is nonsense. You had much better humor. His notions by semblance of consent. So that in case of danger, you can still find a means to block this marriage of delay. If you gain time, the rest is easy, trust me. One day you'll fool them all with a sudden illness. Causing delay another day, ill omens. You'll have a funeral. And a broken mirror. Or dream of muddy water. Best of all, they cannot marry you to anyone without you saying yes, so hold your tongue. But now, methinks, they mustn't find you chatting together. You go at once and set your friends at work to make him keep his word to you, while we bring the brother's influence to bear and get the stepmother on our side too. Goodbye.
Whatever efforts we may make, my greatest hope, be sure, must rest on you.
I can't answer for my father's whims, but no one save Belair shall ever have me.
You thrill me through and through with joy, whatever comes.
Oh, these lovers. Never done with prattling. Now go.
One last word.
What devil, Father? Be off by this door, you and you to the other.
Doreen! May lightning strike me dead this very instant. I may be everywhere proclaimed a scoundrel, if any reverence or power shall stop me, and if I don't do straightway something desperate.
I beg you moderate this towering passion. Your father did but merely mention it. Not all things are taught to turn to facts. This road is long sometimes from plains to act.
No, I must end this paltry fellow's plots, and he shall hear from me a truth or two.
Soho, go slow now. You don't leave the fellow. Your father too, in your stepmother's hands, and she has influence with Tartuffe. She makes his point of heeding all she says. I suspect that he is fond of her. Would God swear true, 'twould be the height of humor. Now she has sent for him in your behalf, to sound him on this marriage, to find out what his plans are, and to show him plainly what troubles he may cause, if persist, in giving countenance to this design. He says, his man says at his prayers he must see him, but likewise says he'll presently be down. So off with you, and let me wait for him.
I'm going to be present at this interview.
No, they must be left alone.
No, I won't so much as speak to him.
Go on, we know you, with your high tantrums and just the way you spoil things. Be off.
No, I must see. I'll keep my temper.
Out on you, what a plague. He's coming. Hide.
The Lawrence, put up my haircloth shirt and scourge, and may heaven shine its ever-loving light on you. If any come to see me, say that I've gone to spread my alms among the prisoners.
Oh, what affectionate and a show-off. I told you.
And what do you want of me?
To tell you.
Ah, before you speak, madam, take this handkerchief and cover up that bosom, which I cannot endure to look upon.
What?
Things like that
What?
corrupt our soul and fill our minds with evil
What?
thoughts.
Are you so tempted? So tempted that when he has the flesh such power over senses, I don't know how you get in such a heat. For my part, I'm not so prone to lust. I can see you stripped from head to toe, and all your hide not tempt me in the least.
Oh, show in your speech a little modesty, or I shall instantly take leave of you.
No, I'll leave you to yourself. I have only one thing to say. Madam will soon be down and begs the favor for a word with you.
Ah, willingly?
How gentle all at once. My faith, I still believe I've hit upon it.
Will she come soon?
I think I hear her now. Yes, I hear her. She is here, and I will leave you with her.
May heaven's overflowing kindness ever grant you good health of body and soul, and bless your days according to the wishes and prayers of its most humble votary.
I'm very grateful for your pious wishes, but let's talk at ease. Come, let's talk.
Well, and how are you recovered from your illness?
Quite well. The fever soon let go its hold.
My prayers, I fear, have not sufficient merit to have drawn down this favor from on high. But each entreaty I made of heaven had for its object your recovery.
Oh, you're too caring on my behalf.
We could not cherish your good health too much. I would have given my own to help restore it.
That's pushing Christian charity a little too far. I owe you many thanks for so much kindness.
I do far less for you than you deserve.
Well, there's a matter that I wish to speak of you in private. I'm glad there's no one here to listen.
Madam, I'm overjoyed. 'Tis sweet to find myself alone with you. This is an opportunity I've asked for many of times from heaven, till now in vain.
All I wish is just a word from you, quite frank and open, hiding nothing from me.
I too could wish, as heaven's especial favor, to lay my soul quite open to your eyes, and swear to you the trouble that I caused in the past about those visits which your charms attract does not reflect from any hatred toward you, but rather from a passionate devotion and purest motives.
That's how I take it. I think 'tis my salvation that concerns you. But
Madam, 'tis so, and
no,
such is my devotion.
Ouch! You're too eager. They squeeze too hard.
Oh, it's just an excess of zeal. In no way could I ever mean to hurt you.
What you doing there?
I just as soon. Oh, I'm just feeling your dress.
Let me, I beg of you. I'm very ticklish.
The stuff is very soft.
I know. Yes,
Wow.
very true. But
Dear me, how wonderful the workmanship of this lace is. Things of all this kind were never better made.
Yes. Very true. But let us come to business. They say my husband means to break his word and marry Marianne to you. Is it so?
Well, he did hint of some such thing, but truly, madam, that is not the happiness I'm yearning for. I see elsewhere the sweet, compelling charms of such a joy that fills my every wish.
Yes. You mean you can only love earthly things?
The heart within my bosom is not stone.
Well, I believe your sighs all intend to heaven, and nothing here below stays your thoughts.
Love for the beauty of eternal things cannot destroy our love for earthly beauty. Our mortal senses may well be entranced by perfect works that heaven has fashioned here. Its charms reflected in such as you, and in yourself, its rarest miracles. It has displayed such marvels in your face that eyes are dazzled and hearts amazed. I could not look on you, the perfect creature, without admiring nature's great creator and feeling my heart all aflamed with love for you, his fairest image of himself. At first I trembled, lest this secret love might be the evil spirit's artful snare. I even schooled my heart to flee your beauty, thinking it was a bar to my salvation, but soon enlightened, oh, lovely one, I saw how this, my passion, may be blameless, how I may make it fit with modesty, and thus completely yield my heart to it. 'Tis, I must own, a great presumption on my part to dare make you the offer of my heart. My love hopes all things from your perfect goodness, and nothing from my own poor, weak endeavor. You are my hope, my stay, my peace of heart. On you depends my torment or my bliss. And by your doom of judgment I shall be blessed, if you will, or damned by your decree.
Woo! I'm telling you what, your declaration turned most gallantly, but truly, it's just a bit surprising. You should have better armed your heart, I think, and taken thought somewhat on such a matter. A pious man like you, known everywhere.
Though pious, I am nonetheless a man.
Yeah.
And when a man beholds your heavenly charms, the heart surrenders and can think no more. I know such words seem strange coming from me, but madam, I am no angel after all. If you condemn my frankly made avow, you only have your own charming self to blame. Soon as I saw your more than human beauty, you were thenceforth the sovereign of my soul. Sweetness ineffable was in your eyes that took by storm my still resisting heart and conquered everything fast, prayers and tears, and turned my worship wholly to yourself. My looks, my sighs have spoke 1,000 times. Now to express it all, my lips must speak. If you would but look down with gracious favor upon the sorrows of your worthless slave, if in your goodness you will give me comfort and condescend unto my nothingness, I will ever pay you, oh sweet miracle, an unexampled worship and devotion. Then too, with me your honor runs no risk. With me you need not fear public scandal. The care I take to guard my own good name may fully guarantee the one I love. So you may find, with a heart like mine sincere, love without scandal, pleasure without fear.
Well, I've heard you through your speech, it's clear at least, but don't you think that I may take a fancy and tell my husband of your gallant passion, and that a proper report of this affair may somewhat change the friendship which he bears you?
I know that you are too good and generous, that you will pardon my temerity, excuse upon the score of human frailty the violence of passion that offends you, and not forget, when you consult your mirror, that I am not blind, and man, like a cat, is made of flesh.
Women might do otherwise, perhaps, but I'm willing to employ discretion. Not to repeat this matter to my husband, but in return, I'll ask one thing of you, that you urge forward, faithfully and sincerely, the marriage of Valerie to Marianne, and that you give up the unjust influence by which you hope to win another's rights, and by then...
No, I say.
Uh-oh.
This thing must be made public. I was just there and overheard it all, and heaven's goodness must have brought me there on purpose to confound this scoundrel's pride. And grant me means to take a signal vengeance on his hypocrisy and arrogance, and undeceive my father, showing up the rascal caught at making love to you.
No, it's enough if he reforms, endeavoring to deserve the favor shown him. And since I've promised, do not make me a liar. 'Tis not my way to make a public scandal. An honest wife will scorn to heed such follies, and never fret her husband's ears with them.
You've reasons of your own for acting thus, and I have made mine for doing otherwise. To spare him now would be a mockery. His bigot's pride has triumphed all too long over my righteous anger, and has caused far too much trouble in our family. The rascal, all too long, has ruled my father and crossed my sister's love, and mine as well. The traitor must now be unmasked before him, and Providence has given me means to do it. To heaven I owe this opportunity, and if I did not use it now, I have it. I should deserve to lose it once and for all.
Damus!
No. By your leave, I'll not be consoled. I'm overjoyed. You needn't try tell me. I must give up the pleasure of revenge. I'll make an end of this affair at once, and to my content, here's my father now. Father, I've news to welcome your arrival. That's altogether novel and surprising. You are well paid for your caressing care, and this fine gentleman rewards your love most handsomely with zeal that seeks no less than your dishonor. As has now been proven, I've just surprised him making to your wife the shameful offer of guilty love. She somewhat, over gentle and discreet, insisted that the thing should be concealed. But I will not condone such shamelessness, nor so far wrong you as to keep it secret.
Yes, I believe a wife should never trouble her husband's peace of mind with such vain gossip. A woman's honor does not hang on the telling. Is it enough she defend herself, or so I think? Damus, you should not have spoken if you would have just heeded my advice.
Just heaven. Can what I hear possibly be credited?
Yes, brother, I am wicked. I am guilty. A miserable sinner steeped in evil, the greatest criminal that ever lived. Each moment of my life is stained and soiled, and all is but a mass of sin and filth. Heaven, for my punishment, I see it plainly, would mortify me now. Whatever wrong they seek to charge me with, I will not deny it, but guard against the pride of self-defense. Believe their stories. Arm your wrath against me and drive me like a villain from your house. I cannot have so great a share of shame, but what I deserve a greater still.
You miscreant! Can you dare with such a falsehood try to stain the whiteness of this man's virtue?
What? The feigned meekness of this hypocrite makes you discredit?
Silence, you cursed plague!
You chide let him speak. You chide him wrongfully. You do far better to believe his stories. Why favor me so much in this matter? How can you know what I am capable of? And should you trust my outward appearance, brother, or judge therein that I am the better man? No, no. You let appearances deceive you. I'm anything but what I'm perceived to be. Alas, and though all men think me godly, the simple truth is, I am a worthless creature.
He is.
Yes, 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 my dear son, speak on, and call me a traitor, abandoned scoundrel, thief, and murderer. Heap on me names yet more detestable, and I shall not gainsay you. I deserve them. I will bear this ignominy in silence to expiate and shame the crimes I have done.
Oh, brother, 'tis too much. You'll not relent, you blackguard!
What? His talk could so deceive you?
Silence, you scoundrel! Brother, stand strong, I beg you. You infamous villain! Silence!
What?
Another word and I'll break every bone in your body!
Brother, in God's name, don't be angry with him. I'd rather bear myself the bitterest of torture than to have him get a scratch on my account.
You ungrateful monster!
Stop, please, I beg you, pardon him.
Alas, how can you be so generous? Villain, behold this man's goodness.
So,
be still.
what,
Be still, I say. I know your motives for this attack. You hate him, all of you, my wife, children, servants, all let loose upon him. You have recourse to every shameful trick to drive this godly man out of my house. But know this, the more you strive to rid yourselves of him, the more I'll strive to make him stay with me. And I'll have him straight away married to my daughter just to confound the pride of all of you.
what? Will you force her to accept his hand?
Yes, and this very evening, rascal, just to enrage you, I'll brave you all and show you that I am the master of this house and must be obeyed. Now, son, down on your knees this instant and take back what you said to this holy man and beg for his pardon.
Who, I? Ask pardon of that cheating scoundrel?
Do you resist, you beggar, and dare to insult him? A cudgel, where is a cudgel? Don't try to restrain me. Off with you, son! Leave my house this instant, sirrah, and never dare set a foot in it again!
Yeah, I'll leave this house, but...
Leave it quickly, you reprobate! I disinherit you and give you my curse in the bargain!
I'm going to Paris.
What? How can he insult so saintly a man of God?
Heaven forgive him, even as I forgive him. Could you but know what distress I see them try to vilify me to my brother. The mere thought of such ingratitude makes my soul suffer torture bitterly. My horror at it. My heart's so full I cannot speak. I think I will die of it.
Scoundrel, where are you? I wish I'd never let you go, but slain you on the spot with my own hand! Brother, you must compose yourself, and don't be so angry.
Nay, brother, let us end these painful quarrels. I see what troublous times I bring upon you, and I think 'tis needful for me to leave this house.
What? You can't mean it!
Yes, they hate me here, and try I find to make you doubt my faith.
What of it? Do you think that I listen to any of them?
Well, no no doubt they won't stop there. These same reports you now reject may someday win a hearing.
No, brother, never, never.
Ah, my friend, a woman may easily mislead her husband's mind.
No, no.
So let me quickly go away and thus remove all cause for such attacks.
No, no, you must stay. My soul and life depend upon it.
Then I must mortify myself. And yet, if you should wish.
I do wish. No, no, never leave, never.
Oh, very well then. No more of that. But I shall rule my conduct to fit the case. Honor is delicate, and friendship binds me to forestall suspicion, prevent all scandal, and totally avoid your wife.
No, no, I have a better. You shall haunt her, just to spite them all. 'Tis my delight to see them set in array. You shall be seen together at all hours, and what is more, the better to defy them, I'll have no other heir than you. And straightway I'll go and I'll make a deed of gift to you, drawn in due form, of all my property. A good, true friend, my son-in-law to be, is more to me than son and wife and kindred. You will accept my humble offer, will you not?
Heaven's will be done in everything.
Poor man. We'll go and make haste and draw the deed aright, and then let their envy burst itself with spite.
Yes, it's become the talk of all the town, and make a stir that's scarcely to your credit. And I have met you, sir, most opportunely, to tell you, in a word, frank opinion, not to sift to the bottom of this scandal. Suppose for the worst for us, suppose Demas acted the traitor and accused you falsely. Should not a Christian pardon this offense, sir? And stifle in his heart all wish for vengeance? Should you permit that, for your petty quarrel, a son be driven from his father's house? No, no. I tell you yet again, and tell you frankly, everyone, high or low, is scandalized. If you'll take my advice, you'll make it up, and not push matters to extremities. Make sacrifice to God, your resentments, restore the son to favor with his father.
Alas, as far as I'm concerned, how gladly would I do so? I bear him no ill will. I pardon all, lay nothing at his charge, and wish with all my heart that I might serve him. But heaven's interests cannot allow it. If he returns, then I must leave this house. After his conduct quite unparalleled, all intercourse between us would bring scandal. God knows what everyone would say. They would attribute it to mere scheming on my part, and say that conscious of my guilt, I feigned a Christian love for my accuser, and feared him in my heart, and hoped to win him, and underhandedly secure his friendship.
You try to put us off with spacious phrases, but all your arguments are too far-fetched. Why take upon yourself the cause of heaven? Does heaven need our help to punish sinners? Leave it to itself to care of its own vengeance, and keep in mind the pardon it commands us. Besides, think somewhat less of men's opinions when you are following the will of heaven. Shall petty fear of what world may think prevent the doing of a noble deed? No, no. Let us always do as heaven commands, and not perplex our brains with further questions.
Already, I have told you, I forgive him. And that is doing, sir, as heaven commands. But after this day's scandal and affront, heaven does not order me to live with him.
And does it order you to lend your ear to what mere whim suggests to his father, and accept the gift of his estate, on which, in justice, Tartuffe, you can make no claim?
No one who knows me, sir, can have the thought that I am acting from a selfish motive. The goods of this world for me. I am not dazzled by their treacherous glamour, and if I bring myself to accept the gift which he insists on giving me, I do so, to tell you the truth, only because I fear this whole estate may fall into bad hands, and those to whom it comes may use it ill and not employ it, as is my designs, for heaven's glory and my neighbor's good.
Yes, sir. Give up these conscientious scruples that may cause a rightful heir's complaints. Don't take so much upon yourself, but let him possess what it is at his own risk and peril. Consider it were better he misused it than you should be accused of robbing him. I am astounded that unblushingly you could allow such offers to be made. Tell me, has true religion any maxims that teaches us to rob the lawful heir? If heaven has made it quite impossible Damas and you should live together here, were it not better you should quietly and honorably withdraw? Then let the son be driven out for sake, dead against all reason. 'Twould be a given, sir, believe me, such an example of your poverty and rightful.
Sir, it's 3:30 and certain devotions recall me to my closet. You'll forgive me for leaving you so soon.
Sir, we beg you to help us all as you can in her behalf. She's suffering almost more than a heart can bear. This match her father means to make tonight drives her each moment to despair. He's coming. Let us unite our efforts now, we beg you, and try by strength and skill to change his purpose.
So, I'm glad to see you all together.
Huh?
Marianne, here's the contract that shall make you happy, my dear. You already know what it means.
Father, I beg you, in the name of heaven that knows my grief and whatever can move you, relax a little your parental rights, and free my love from this obedience. Oh, do not make me, by your harsh command, complain to heaven you ever were my father.
Don't do it, Oregon!
Do not make wretched this poor life you gave me, if crossing that fond hope which I had formed, you'll not permit me to belong to one whom I have dared to love at least. I beg you upon my knees, oh, save me from this torment, and being possessed by one whom I abhor.
Don't do it, Oregon!
And do not drive me to some desperate act by exercising all your rights upon me.
Come, my heart, be firm. No human weakness.
I am not jealous of your love for him. Display it freely. Give him your estate.
Don't do it, Oregon.
Don't do it.
And if that's not enough, add all of mine.
No!
I willingly agree and give it up.
No!
If only you'll not give him to me, your daughter, or rather let a convent's rigid rule wear out the wretched days that heaven allots me.
You girls are ninnies, always turning into nuns when our fathers thwart your silly love affairs. Stand on your feet. The more you hate him, the more it will help you earn your soul's salvation. So mortify your senses by this marriage, and don't vex me about it anymore.
But what?
You hold your tongue before your betters. Don't dare to say a single word, I tell you.
If you will let me advise and give
Brother,
you some...
I value your advice most highly. 'Tis well thought out. None better can be had, but you'll allow me not to follow.
I cannot find words in such a case. Your blindness makes me quite astounded at you. You are bewitched with him to disbelieve. The things we tell you happened here today.
My wife, I am your humble servant, and can see things when there's plain on noses on folks' face. I know you are partial to my rascal son, and that's why you didn't dare to disavow the trick he tried to play on that poor man. Tartuffe.
Poor man.
Besides, you were way too calm to be believed. If that had happened, you'd have been far more disturbed.
And must my honor always rush to arms at the mere mention of illicit love? Or can we answer no attack upon it, except with blazing eyes and lips of scorn? For my part, I just laugh at such nonsense. I've no desire to make aloud to do. Our virtue should, I think, be gentle-natured, nor can I quite approve those savage prudes, whose honor arms itself with teeth and claws to tear man's eyes out at the slightest word. Heaven preserve me from that kind of honor. I like my virtue not to be a vixen, and I believe a cool, quite cold rebuff no less effective to repulse a lover.
That's right.
Dear wife, I know human nature, and you can't throw me off the scent.
Once more, I am astounded at your weakness. I wonder what your unbelief would answer if I should let you see the things I've told you are true.
See it?
Yes.
Nonsense.
It's a nose on your face.
Nonsense.
Come, if I could find a way to make you see it clear as day.
Huh?
All rubbish.
What a man, but answer me. I'm not proposing now that you believe me. But let's suppose that here, from proper hiding, you should be made to see and hear all plainly. What would you say then of your man of virtue?
Dear wife, well then I'd say nothing. Nothing at all, because it simply can't be.
Oh, yes,
yes,
it
it
can.
Your heir has endured too long already, and quite too long you've branded me a liar. I must at once, for my own satisfaction, make you witness the things I've told you are true.
Amen.
Amen. I'll take you at your word. We'll see what sort of tricks you have and how you'll keep this promise of yours.
Doreen, send him to me.
The man's a crafty codger. Perhaps you'll find it difficult to catch him.
Oh, no. A lover's never hard to cheat, and self-conceit leads straight to self-deceit. Bid him to come down to me.
Yes, ma'am.
And you withdraw. Bring up this table and get under it. Yeah, one essential is to hide you well.
Why under there?
Oh dear, do as I say. I know what I'm about, as you shall see. Get under there now. I'll tell you once you're there. Be careful. Come on, get down there.
I must say, I'm going a long way to humor you, wife. But I'll see you through the silly scene.
Get under there and stay there. Do as I say. I know what I'm about, as you shall see. And then I'll have, I think, no more to say. Be my... whoa. But mind, I'm going to meddle with straight matters. Be prepared to be a no-wise shot. And quit pulling the table.
Silly woman.
Tis only to convince you, as I promised, by wielding speeches, since I'm forced to do it. I'll make this hypocrite pull off his mask, flatter the longings of his shameless passion, and give free play to all his impotence. But since 'tis for your sake, to prove to you his guilt, that I shall fiend to share his love, I can leave off as soon as you're convinced, and all things shall go no further than you choose. So when you think they've gone quite far enough, it is for you to stop it.
Yes,
To spare your life and not expose me further. Then you shall need yourself to undeceive you. 'Tis your own affair, and you must end it. When here he comes. Keep still and don't show yourself.
They told me that you wished to see me here?
Timber. This table, yeah, you know, we got it last week and it's just not working. It's some wobbly leg, something under there.
Would you want me to fix it, maybe?
No.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
First off, I have secrets for yours alone. But shut the door first and look everywhere for fear of spies. We surely cannot afford another scene like that we had just now. Damus did so frighten me so terribly on your account. You saw I did my best to baffle his design and calm his anger, to contradict his story. But wait, come back here. Still, thank heaven, things turned out all the better. There you are. And now, we're on even safer ground. His high esteem that he holds you in has ruled the day, and now he even insists, to spite the scandal mongers, that we be alone altogether. So that is how, without risk or blame, I can be locked up with you, and can reveal to you my heart, and only too ready to allow your passion.
Your words are somewhat hard to understand, madam.
I know, dear.
Just now you used a different style.
If that refusal has offended you, how little you know the real reason why I refused your advances. I'm telling you all my secrets all too freely and with too little heed of modesty. But now that I've made bold my speech, please tell me, should I have tried to keep Damus from speaking? Should I have tried to hear the offer of your heart and so quietly and suffered all your pleadings and taken it just as I did? Remember, if such a declaration had not pleased me, when I tried my utmost to persuade you not to accept the marriage of Mary and Valerie, if not the interest that you inspired me and my chagrin, should such a match compel me to share a heart that I want all for myself?
'Tis past a doubt the height of happiness to hear such words from lips we dote upon. Their honeyed sweetness pours through all my senses, long draughts of suavity ineffable. My heart employs its utmost zeal to please you, and counts your love its one beatitude. And yet, that heart must beg that you allow it to doubt a little its felicity. I may well think these words an honest trick to make me break off this approaching marriage. And if I may express myself quite plainly, I cannot trust these two enchanting words until the granting of some little favor I sign for shall assure me of their truth and build within my soul on firm foundation a lasting faith in your sweet charity.
What? Must we go so fast and all at once exhaust the whole love of a woman's heart? She does herself the violence to make this dear confession of her love, and you are not satisfied yet and will not be without the granting of my utmost favors?
The less a blessing is deserved, the less we dare hope for it. And words alone cannot assuage our love's desires. A fate too full of happiness seems doubtful still. We must enjoy it ere we can believe it. And I, who know how little I deserve your goodness, doubt the fortunes of my daring. So I shall trust to nothing, madam, until you have convinced my love with something real.
Your love enacts the tyrant's role, and throws my mild mind into strange confusion. With that fierce sway, it rules the conquered heart, and violently will have its wishes granted. What, is there no escape from your pursuit? No respite from, even no breathing space? Nay, it's deceit to be so weak, and you may discover a woman's heart.
But if my worship wins your gracious favor, then why refuse me some sure proof thereof?
But how can I consent to what you wish without offending heaven?
Oh, if heaven
You
is
talk about it so much.
if heaven is all that stands in my way, I'll easily remove that little hindrance. Your heart need not hold back for such a trifle.
They scare us with heaven's commands.
I can dispel these foolish fears, for I know the art of pacifying scruples. Heaven forbids, 'tis true, some satisfactions, but we find means to make things right with heaven. I will duly teach you all these secrets, madam. You only need to let yourself be guided. Your cough is very bad.
Yes, I'm in torture.
Would you accept this bit of licorice?
Oh, a case is obstinate, I find, and all the licorice in the world will do me no good.
'Tis very trying.
Oh, more than words can say.
In any case, your scruples easily removed. With me, you're sure of secrecy. And there's no harm unless a thing is known. The public scandal is what brings offense. And secret sinning is no sin at all.
That's what I thought. So, then I see I must resolve to yield. I must consent to grant everything and cannot hope to give you full satisfaction or win full confidence at lesser cost. No doubt 'tis very hard to come to this. 'Tis quite against my will to go so far. But since I must be forced to it, since nothing can be said to sacrifice the belief, since more convincing proof is still demanded, I'll say in my mind to humor people. If I might consent to reason for offense, I must the worse for him who forced me to it. The fault can surely not be counted mine.
It need not, madam. And now, the thing itself.
Wait. Open the doors, I pray, and just see whether my husband's there. In the hall.
Why take such care for him? Between ourselves, he is a man to be led around by the nose. He is capable of glorying in our meetings. I fooled him so, he'd see it all and still deny it.
I know, no matter. Go, I beg you. Look about. And carefully examine every corner.
That is, I own a man abominable. There has never been a worse devil that ever came out of hell.
What? You come out so soon? You can't mean it. Get back under the table. 'Tis not time yet. Wait till the end to see, and wait quite certain. And don't believe a thing you see is mere conjecture.
Nothing, I say, absolutely nothing, ever came out of hell as bad as that Tartuffe.
Dear me, don't go credit things too lightly. No, let yourself be thoroughly convinced. Don't yield too soon for fear you might be mistaken.
All things conspire toward my satisfaction. Madam, I've searched the whole apartment through. There's no one here. And now, my ravished soul.
Softly. You're too eager in your amour, sir. You needn't be so passionate. Aha, my holy man. You want to put it on me. How is your soul so abandoned to temptation that you would marry my daughter and want my wife too? I doubted long enough if what they said was in earnest, expecting all the time that your tone would change. But now the proof's been carried far enough. I'm satisfied and ask no more for my part.
'Tis quite against my character to play this part, but I was forced to treat you so.
What? You believe?
No, come now, no more protestations. Get out from here and make no fuss about it.
But my intent.
That talk is out of season, sir. You leave my house this instant.
You're the one to leave it. You who play the master here. This house belongs to me now, I'll have you know, and show you plainly that it's of no use to turn to these low tricks. To pick a quarrel with me, and that you can't insult me at your pleasure, for I have wherewith to confound your lies, avenge offending heaven, and compel those to repent, who talk to me about leaving.
What sort of speech is this? What can that mean?
My faith, I'm dazed. This is no laughing matter.
What?
From his words, I see my great mistake at last. The deed of gift is one thing that troubles me.
The deed of gift?
Yes, but that is past recall. But I've another thing to make me even more anxious.
What's that?
You shall know all at once. Whether a certain box is still upstairs. Let's see. There you are.
Whither away so fast?
How should I know?
Methinks we should begin by taking counsel to see what can be done to meet the case.
I'm all worked up over that wretched box. More than all else, it drives me to despair.
That box must hide some mighty mystery.
Argas, my friend who is in trouble, brought it himself most secretly to me and left it in my care. He chose me in his exile for this trust, and on the documents, from what he said, they are in that box, I judge that his life and his property do depend.
Argon, how could you trust them to another's hands?
By reason of an overconscientious scruple, I went straight to my traitor to confide in him. His sophistry made me believe that I must give him the box, so that in case of a search I may say that I didn't have it, and by favor of that evasion keep my conscience clear that I took an oath to tell the truth.
Your case is bad so far as I can see. This deed of gift, this trusting of the secret to him, were both, to state my frank opinion, steps that you took too lightly and can be led, and now you can be led to any length with these for hostages. And since he holds you at such a disadvantage, you'd be still more imprudent to revoke him. So you must go some gentler way about.
What? Can a soul so base, a heart so false, hide beneath the semblance of such religious fervor? I took him in, a vagabond, a beggar. No, it is too much. No more of these pious folk for me, sir. I shall utterly abhor the pious forevermore, and henceforth treat them worse than I would any devil.
So, there you go again, quite off the handle. In nothing do you keep an even temper. You never know what reason is, and you always jump first to one extreme and then the other. You see your error, and you recognize that you have been gazined by feigned zeal. But you make up for it in the name of reason. Why should you plunge into a worse mistake? And find no difference in character, sir, between a worthless scamp and all good people. What? Just because the rascal boldly duped you with pompous show of false austerity, must you needs have it that everybody is like him, and no one is truly pious nowadays? Leave such conclusions to mere infidels.
What, Father? Can the scoundrel threaten you? Forget the many benefits received, and in his base abominable pride, make of your very favors arms against you?
Too true, my son. It tortures me to dwell on it.
Let me alone. I'll chop his ears off, Frank. We must deal soundly with this insolence. 'Tis I must free you from him with a blow. 'Tis I to set things right. Must strike him down.
Spoke like a true young man. Now just calm down and moderate your tiring tantrums, will you? We live in such an age with such a king that violence cannot advance our cause.
Hark, I think that I hear my mother coming. I hear my mother coming now. Did you not hear her?
Oh, she had to get her things. You know how she's always late.
Oh, yes, I know, but she is my mother.
She's crazy. That's what her problem is.
Oh, what's this? I hear a fearful mystery.
Strange things indeed for my own eyes to have witnessed. You now see how I am requited for my kindness. I zealously receive a wretched beggar. I lodge him, entertain him as I would my own brother, load him with benefactions every day, give him my daughter, give him all my fortune, and he, meanwhile, the villain, the rascal, the wretch, tries with blackest treason to suborn my wife, and not content with such a foul design, he dares to menace me with my own favors, and would make use of those advantages which my too foolish kindness has armed him with, to ruin me. To take my fortune from me and leave me in the very state that I saved him from.
Poor man.
My son, I cannot possibly believe he could intend to blacken you.
What?
What?
Worthy men are still escorted in.
What do you mean, Mother, by such a speech?
There are strange goings on about your house, and everybody knows your people hate him.
That's for sure.
Yes, but that may be for sure, but what's that have to do with it?
I always said, my son, when you were little, that virtue here below is hated ever. The envious may die, but envy never.
What, Mother, does that fine speech have to do with the present facts?
Be sure they forged 100 silly lies.
You've got to be joking. Kidding.
I've told you once. I saw it all myself.
For slanders about colonies.
What's that supposed to mean?
Mother, you'd have me damn my own soul. I saw it. I saw it with my own eyes, his shamelessness.
Their tongues for spitting venom never lack, but there's nothing here below they'll not attack.
Impossible.
Mother, your speech has not a grain of sense. I saw it. Harky saw it with these eyes. I saw. Do you know what saw means? Must I say it 100 times and did it in your ears?
My dear, appearances are oft deceiving, and seeing shouldn't always be believing.
We'll go mad.
I'll go mad.
False suspicions may delude, and good to evil oft is misconstrued.
Must I construe as Christian virtue the wish to kiss my own wife?
You must at least have just foundation for accusing people, and wait until you see a thing for sure.
Did you hear anything he just said?
The devil. How could I see any surer? Should I have waited until before my own eyes? No, you'll make me say things quite improper.
In short, 'tis known to pure zeal inflames him, and so I cannot possibly conceive that he should try to do what's charged against him.
But you're wrong.
If you were not my mother, I should say such things. I know not what. I'm so enraged.
Fortune has paid you fair to be so doubted. You flouted our report, now yours is flouted.
We're wasting time here in merest triflings, which we should rather use in taking measures to guard ourselves against the scoundrel's threats.
Do you think his impudence could go far?
For one thing, I can't believe it possible why his ingratitude would be so patent.
Don't trust to that. He'll find abundant warrant to give good color to his acts against you. And for less cause than this, a strong cabal can make one's life a labyrinth of trouble. I tell you once again, armed as he is, you never should have pushed him quite so far.
True. Yet what could I do? The rascal's pride made me lose all my usual self-control over my resentment.
I wish with all my heart that some pretense of peace could be patched up between you two.
If I had known what weapons he was armed with, I never should have raised such an alarm. And my...
Wait, Doreen, who's coming now? Go quick and find out. I'm in a fine state for
Who
a
is
visit.
it? I don't know.
Who is it?
I don't know.
Who is it?
I don't know.
Who is it?
I don't know.
Who is it?
I don't know.
Who is it?
I don't know.
Doreen, who is
I
it?
don't know.
Good day, good sister. Pray you, let me see the master of the house.
He's occupied. I think you can see no one at the present.
I'm not by way of being unwelcome here. My coming can, I think, nowise displease him. My errand will be found to his advantage.
Your name, then?
Tell him simply that his friend, Mr. Tartuffe, has sent me for his goods.
Oh. It's a man who comes with civil manners. Sent by Tartuffe, he says, upon an errand that you'll be pleased with.
This mild beginning suits well with my conjectures and promises some compromise.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Surely you must see him and find out who he is and what he wants.
Sir, good day, and heaven send harm to your enemies, favor to you.
Like I said earlier, this mild conjecture suits with my conjectures and promises some compromise already.
All of your house has long been dear to me. I had the honor, sir, to serve your father.
Sir, I am much ashamed and ask your pardon for not recalling now your face when you lay.
My name is Loyal.
His name is Loyal.
I'm from Normandy.
He's from Normandy.
My office is court bailiff, and despite of envy, and for 40 years, thank heaven, it's been my fortune to perform that office with honor. So I've come, sir, by your leave, to render service of a certain writ.
What? You are here to serve a writ?
Pray, sir, don't be angry. 'Tis nothing, sir, but just a little summons. Order to vacate.
No.
No.
You and yours.
No.
This house.
No.
Move out your furniture.
No.
Make room for others.
No.
And that without any delay or putting off, as needs must be.
No. No.
I leave my own house?
No.
Yes, please, sir. The house is now, as you will know, of course, Mr. Tartuffe's.
No.
And he, beyond dispute of all your goods, is henceforth lord and master, by virtue of a contract here attached, drawn in due form, and unassailable.
Your insolence is monstrous and astounding.
I have no business that touches you, sir. This is the gentleman. He's fair and courteous, and knows too well a gentleman's behavior to wish in any wise to question justice.
But, sir.
Sir, I know you would not for a million wish to rebel. Like a good citizen, you'll let me put in force the court's decree.
No.
Your big blue hat may well, before you know it, Mr. Court Bailiff,
Sir,
get you a thorough beating.
Sir, make your son be silent or withdraw. I should be loath to have to set things down and see your names inscribed in my reports.
This Mr. Loyal looks really disloyal.
I have much feeling for respectable and honest folk like you, sir, and consented to serve these papers only to oblige you, and thus prevent the choice of any other who, less possessed of zeal for you than I am, might order matters in a less gentle fashion.
And how could one do worse than order people out of their own homes?
Why, we allow you time, and even will suspend until tomorrow the execution of the order, sir. I'll merely, without scandal, quietly come here and spend the night with half a score of officers, and just for form's sake, please, you'll bring your keys to me before retiring.
Hiss.
I will will take care not to disturb your rest, and see there's no unseemly conduct here. But by tomorrow and at early morning, you must make haste to move your least belongings.
No!
My men will help you. I have chosen strong ones to serve you, sir, in clearing out the house and getting rid of these snakes. Not more generously, I fancy. And since I'm treating you with great indulgence, I beg you'll do as well by me. And see, I'm not disturbed in my discharge of duty.
Leonte, I'd give this very minute and not grudge it. The 100 finest louis I have left. If I could just indulge myself and land my fist for one good one, square on his snout.
Yay!
Careful, brother. Don't make things worse.
Such insolence. I can hardly restrain myself. My hands are itching at him.
Yay! By my faith, with such a fine broad back, good Mr. Loyal, a little beating would do you good.
Yay!
My girl, such infamous words are actionable, and warrants can be issued against women.
Enough of this discussion, sir. Have done. Give us the paper and then leave us, pray.
Then, au revoir.
Au revoir!
Heaven keep you from disaster.
Good riddance!
Good riddance to you both, you and your master. Well, Mother, am I right or am I not? This writ now may help you judge the matter, or don't you see his treason even yet?
Maybe I'm amazed, befuddled, or beflustered.
She's amazed, befuddled, and beflustered.
Yeah, you are quite wrong. You have no right to blame him. This action only proves his good intentions. Love for his neighbor makes him his virtue perfect, and knowing money is the root of all evil. In Christian charity, he'd take away everywhere things may hinder your salvation.
Be still. Why do you always need to have that told to you?
Go
Come,
and
let
expose
us see
his...
what course you are to follow.
Okay, and then, go and expose his bold ingratitude. Such action must invalidate the contract. His perfidy must now appear too black to bring him the success that he expects.
'Tis with regret, sir, that I bring you bad news, but urgent danger forces me to do so.
Oh,
No, not now.
A close and intimate friend of mine, who knows the interest I take in what concerns you, has gone so far for my sake as to break the secrecy that's due to state affairs, and sent me word but now that leaves you only the one expedient of sudden flight. The villain who so long imposed upon you found means 1 hour ago to see the prince, and to accuse you, among other things, by putting his hands in the private strongbox of a state criminal whose guilty secret you, failing your duty your duty as a subject, he says, have kept. I know no more of it, save that a warrant's drawn against you, sir. And for the greater surety, that same rascal comes with the officer who must arrest you.
Oh, no!
His rights are harmed, and this is how the scoundrel seeks to secure the property he claims.
Man is a wicked animal, I'll own it.
The least delay may still be fatal, sir. I have my horse and 1,000 louis provided for your journey.
Yay!
Let's lose no time. The bolt is swift to strike, and such as only flight can save you from. I'll be your guide to seek a place of safety and stay with you until you reach it, sir.
Thank you!
You're welcome.
How much I owe your obliging care. Another time must serve to thank you fitly. And I pray that heaven grant me so much favor that I may someday recompense your service. Goodbye. See to it, all of you.
Come, hurry. We'll see to everything that's needful, brother.
Softly, sir. Softly. Do not run so fast. You haven't far to go to find your night's lodging. By order of the prince, we are here to arrest you.
Traitor, you saved your worst stroke for the last. This crowns your perfidies and will utterly destroy me.
I shall not be embittered by your insults, for heaven has taught me to endure all things.
Your moderation, I must own, is great.
How shamelessly the wench, makes bold in heaven.
Your ravings cannot move me. All my thought is but to do my duty.
You must claim great glory from this honorable act.
This act cannot be aught but honorable, coming from that high power that sends me here.
Ungrateful wretch, do you forget that it was I that rescued you from utter misery?
I've not forgot some help you may have given me, but my first duty now is toward my prince. The higher power of that most sacred claim must stifle in my heart all gratitude.
Hiss, hiss.
Those snakes again. And to such kissing ties, I'd sacrifice my friend, my wife, my kindred, and myself.
Yay!
The hypocrite?
The hypocrite!
Hypocrite.
Well, he knows the trick of cloaking him with what most we revere.
But if the motive that you make parade of, sir, is perfect as you say, why should it wait to show itself until the day he caught you soliciting his wife?
Yeah! Why now?
How happens it you have not thought to go and farm against him until his honor forces him to drive you out of his house?
Yeah! Why now?
And though I need not mention that he just given you his whole estate, still, if you meant to treat him now as guilty, how could you then consent to take his gift?
Yeah! How could you?
Pray, sir, deliver me from all this clamor. Be good enough to carry out your order.
Yes, I've too long delayed its execution. 'Tis very fitting you should urge me to it. So therefore, you must follow me at once to prison, where you'll find your lodging ready.
Huh? Who, sir? I, sir?
You, sir.
Why, sir? To prison?
He has to ask.
He has to ask.
He has to ask.
You are not the one whom I owe count, sir. You, sir, recover from your hot alarm. Our prince is not afraid to. Our prince is not a friend to double dealing. His eyes can read men's inmost hearts, and all the art of hypocrites cannot deceive him. His sharp discernment sees things clear and true. His mind cannot too easily be swayed. For reason always holds the balance even. He honors and exalts true piety, but knows the false and views it with disgust.
Now heaven must be praised.
Amen.
At last I breathe again.
Yeah! A happy outcome.
Hooray! There, traitor. Now you're going where you.
Brother, hold, and don't descend to such indignities, I beg you. Leave the poor wretch to his unhappy fate, and let me more suppress him, but not you. Hope, brother, that his heart may now return to virtue, hate his vice, and reform his ways. And win the pardon of our glorious prince.
Viva!
While you must straightway go, and on your knees repay with thanks his noble, generous kindness.
Well said. We'll go and at his feet kneel down, with joy thank him for his goodness shown. And when that duty be done, with all honors that are due, we'll turn then to another duty too. And with wedded happiness, reward Valere, and crown him a lover, noble and sincere.
Yay!
Come, Flea Pop.
you for watching Channel 798.
Thank you for watching Channel 7 and 98.
Hi, thank you very much for watching Channel 798.